What's going on? This is City Wrestling Radio, and this is the B Show. I'm your host. I'm Corey Smith, joined via wonderful, magical internet powers in front of a campfire, or he's watching Are You Afraid of the Dark? Mr. Michael Vergara. How are you, sir?
I am the leader of the Midnight Society. What is the thing that they say again every time they do the Midnight Society things when Midnight Society?
Read a book.
What's your favorite Are You Afraid of the Dark episode?
I honestly don't remember a whole lot of them.
Me neither.
I remember watching because they were super scary to me, and I didn't want to watch them.
I was a giant wuss, but I was a giant wuss, and I would always wait until the show is over. But then they also show the monster in the credits too, and so when I look at the credits, it's like, that's what they showed. Like, there was always this one where it's a shadow. If there's like a shadowy figure, and then there's like a white mask. I forget what it's called, but that's the image that you'll never forget. It's like this.
You want to know an image I never forgot? When I was a kid, I was watching the news, and there was this video of this guy burning down a farm, and he's speaking into the camera. He's like, "This is how I see life. This is what I want in the world."
Thank God for a hard limiter. Thank God for editing.
Hey, you know what? Hard limiters
are a fucking godsend.
Anyways, I'm your host. I'm Corey Smith. We're here to talk a little AEW and NXT because they just happened, along with a couple things that happened in the news because me and Jose just did a show yesterday. The news update, which was just
some might say it's new news and within a show.
It was. Well, it's old news now because,
hey man, you know what the Hangman Adam Page said? No news is good news. I feel like I've made that joke like 5 times in the existence of news shows here.
Have you?
Probably.
Okay. Well, nonetheless, let's get into all of that. But before I do, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up and the bell and the subscribe. Hit all the buttons down below, even if it's a thumbs down. At City Wrestling Radio on Facebook and Instagram, and at CWR415 on the Twitter.
The date's right too.
The date is right this time.
I made sure of that.
Very proud of you, Michael. But like I said, follow, like, share, and subscribe. Check us out at our merch store if you want to help us out financially, because we got stuff that we sell. Yeah. Hey, we're on the road to 100 on the YouTube subscriber page. And when we get 100, I will put that Cody tattoo on my neck and wear it around town.
You heard it here first, folks. Get to 100 subscribers. Corey will get the Cody tattoo on his neck. No fussing. Absolute promise. Nope. Permanent.
No. My good sir. I would love if that was like actual law, though. You're like, no, I've backed you into this. It's a verbal contract.
Temporary tattoos are illegal. It's only permanent tattoos. If you're willing to do that.
I didn't say temporary. So anyways, road to 100. Check us out on YouTube, subscribe and all that good stuff. Now let's get into some news, shall we? It's John Cena. He's in the news. He surprisingly just got married. What? Mr. I will never marry just got married to his
girlfriend
partner. What's partner? I guess, yeah, girlfriend.
PG terms. Got it.
E Online says girlfriend, so I mean, whatever they go by.
Shariah Zadeh.
Because I was going to have the same, but it was a secret ceremony. First reported by E Online News. They can confirm that WWE star John Cena is married with his girlfriend. I'm going to try it now. Shara Say. Yeah, you did a lot better. After dating for less than 2 years. Well, you know what? E Online don't hate online. They said it like they were dating less than 2 years. Come on, E.
Good on them.
John Cena. Oh, never mind. They are just getting witty with. They're just saying John Cena took his WWE catchphrase "You can't see me" and applied it to his wedding.
Well, quite literally, when he secretly married girlfriend Shariah Zadeh.
This past Monday on October 12th in Tampa, Florida. So
that is hey, congratulations, congratulations,
Mr. Cena, and
congratulations to Shay for marrying an invisible man.
Some would say that would be a very hard thing to do, especially because, like, what do you buy them for anniversaries? It's like Do I buy you a tie, or do you need some weird invisible stuff?
Good stuff, Corey. Good stuff.
Anyways, congratulations to them both. And let's continue with a little bit more news. A little bit of more not so great news, but I guess if justice is being brought, and that's good news. Former WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio, we actually reported, was it last week, that he was being indicted on a few I think I posted on Instagram the news update that he's being indicted on charges of holding his ex-girlfriend hostage, committing acts of aggravated assault, rape, and amongst other charges.
The details are in there. It's pretty gruesome. We don't really have to get into that, but yeah, it's pretty reprehensible stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just, now I'm just looking for this date, and for some reason I can't find it. Wow. But anyways, no, this is just, last week, like we said, he was arrested earlier this year in May after a victim went to local authorities in San Antonio after Del Rio's assault. According to the victim, Del Rio allegedly became angry with her after accused her of infidelity and proceeded to physically assault her. And the story goes on about what happened. I guess, like you said, we're not going to get super into that. We're just telling you what I just said. Fox affiliate in San Antonio has also provided further details, noting that Del Rio allegedly did other stuff. And you know what? I didn't proofread this. In the state of Texas, a conviction of aggravated kidnapping is punishable for a first degree, can lead up to jail sentence ranging from 5 to 99 years or life imprisonment, and or a fine up to $10,000. Doesn't sound like they are equal. 99 years in jail or $10,000. You mean he could face
it's ranging from 5 to 99 years or life imprisonment.
Yeah.
However, go ahead.
Oh, so here we go. It was actually right at the top of it. January 25th, 2021 is when he's going to be going on trial for all these horrible.
I mean, listen, he still has a right to a fair trial. Let's just hope the proceedings goes as usual. I mean, let's, let it do its thing. Let justice do its thing.
Yeah, I hope justice is
not
served.
Really much to add on it. It's an ongoing situation. I mean, it's ongoing. The trial set for January 25th. Any updates an update. This is a really, really unpleasant story, and again, it involves a wrestler who wrestled for the WWE and many other promotions.
Impact Wrestling.
Did he wrestle for Impact? Whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
He wrestled for what? Remember he debuted on Impact, and I think somebody like misspelled his name in the video, like his video coming out to the ring, and they had to reshoot the whole thing.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, yeah, he did okay.
Yeah. It's we'll see what happens. We'll keep you guys updated. Stay tuned at City Wrestling Radio. And I guess I was going to talk about the Matt Hardy thing, but I told you that before I saw the segment on the show, so I guess you'll get into it.
I mean, we could just you want to talk about that during the Dynamite review?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just was like grabbing up news and I saw that, and then I saw it on AEW and I was like, oh, okay, I should. And I guess our last piece of news is exclusive news from WrestleInc.com of why Andrade
Wrestle Inc. or
Wrestling Inc.
Okay.
Of why Andrade Cien was not drafted in the WWE draft.
It's just Andrade. Get the name right. It's just Andrade.
Andrade, I am professional.
They make an effort to get rid of that.
I'm not casual. Well, I'm just I'm not casual with him yet. But him and Mickey James, I don't just call her Mickey. You don't just call her Mickey. Hey, Mickey. I don't say that. Apparently he wasn't drafted because he's getting elective surgery. So he's going to take a few weeks off and get that dealt with.
According to a source familiar with the situation, he is expected to receive a push when he returns. I'm willing to guess, judging by the fact that Charlotte was indeed drafted to Raw, that he will probably end up on Raw. So,
well, I mean, he was taken out by The Fiend, and
that's true. That's true.
On Raw.
Yeah. Great. I am totally looking forward to a Fiend Andrade feud. What? Great.
Yeah.
I'm mostly looking forward to a lot of things in the main roster, which I will not get into.
Why not?
I don't know. It's main roster stuff. I'm just not really that. Not really that. It's that draft. Just it's literally there's no mix up. Like if you want to get my take on if you want to get my take on that whole draft thing, it was a thing. It was trying to boost ratings, and B, it was mostly just trying to just switching up people with programs with each other, and they just end up on the same show, like the Mysterios and
yeah, Mysterios are on the blue brand now, Michael.
Mysterios are on the blue brand, and like so is Seth Rollins though.
Yeah, they get to be on the same team if they were on Survivor Series.
Oh, great.
Like that wouldn't have happened if they were all on
Survivor
Raw.
Series, the one time a year where being in your brand actually matters to them.
You know, well,
it's the only time.
Yeah, and no one, and it's apparent to NXT. Apparently, you could have just opted out of the draft and gone to NXT.
It's too true. Like, isn't like one of the Retribution members on NXT or considered to be on NXT?
Who, Mercedes Martinez?
Yeah, I forgot her name. Retaliation. She was taken out of the graphic and everything.
Yeah, she was taken out of the graphic and and Dave Meltzer, Uncle Dave, he confirmed that she's going back to NXT. So
goes to show. Yeah. Goes to show.
You want to give your thoughts on Lars Sullivan?
He sucks, and he sucks.
Anyways, we talked about it last night. I was just throwing you a curveball there.
G1 Climax 30.
Oh yes,
that is the thing that's going on.
That sounds like fun things to talk about. Let's talk about
actual good shit here. We're just gonna give an update on the standings. First off, before we do the standings, what have you watched between the last B show and this B show? Did you really watch everything? What was?
I watched the one show where it was Ibushi versus Suzuki.
That entire show.
But I still need to catch up.
Yeah. Same. I've been kind of picking and choosing. From what I hear from just
I heard there was a really bad show. There was a really, really bad show, apparently.
Yeah, when Meltzer said that.
Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah.
It was bad. Like
I didn't watch that show, but the Juice Robinson versus Tetsuya Naito match, I surprisingly loved. Juice Robinson, he is a man. He is a performer, a wrestler. That's really, truly a reason why mid cards exist. And that's a good compliment, because he is somebody that you want. He's this person that you want on your roster, because he may not be like your world title. He may not be like your main eventer.
Good worker. He's a good hand.
Yeah. He's someone that you fill that spot and you're guaranteed quality from. And I thought he overachieved in a match against Naito. And I think, and it's not really much a compliment to Naito. It was more a compliment to Juice Robinson. And that show, I think it was day 13, that had Jeff Cobb versus Tomohiro Ishii, which, let me tell you, man, Tomohiro Ishii, he might be like number one in terms of all-time G1 performers now. That guy is Mr. G1. It used to be Masahiro Chono. No, it's Ishii. It's Ishii to me now. Like his match against Jeff Cobb, I said last week that Jay White's match against Jeff Cobb was everything you wanted out of a Jeff Cobb match but never happens. Like he really took it up a notch with Tomohiro Ishii. It's like these guys were made for each other. And then and then one of the other matches of that same night, Kota Ibushi versus Minoru Suzuki. This was like a pancrase match.
Like I was saying, it was like when when you're at a Thanksgiving dinner, and you're fighting with your uncle over the last turkey thigh, just a lot of slapping meat back and forth.
I don't know what your Thanksgivings were like, but sure, why not?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
That match was incredible.
It was a good match.
It was between two guys like Kota Ibushi has claimed that he has MMA training, but then he also says he is trained in a form of MMA that technically doesn't exist, and he's self-taught, and he just goes around gyms trying to learn MMA, but never really had any formal training, against a guy, Minoru Suzuki, who's actually had MMA fights before. It was just one of those fights that it was one of those matches where you could believably, it was something out of UWFI or Pancrase or one of those Japanese MMA matches where it's it's displayed as a shoot, but really it's the outcome is worked. I really liked it. And then you got
who do we got?
A block standings. I'll start off with the people who are eliminated. Tai Chi is eliminated. Jeff Cobb, Tomohiro Ishii, fortunately.
Where's Yujiro?
Shingo Takagi, Minoru Suzuki, and then Yujiro Takahashi with 0 points. Yujiro Takahashi, pointless. His existence is pointless. Okay, so here's the makeup going into the finals. Jay White, your leader, Jay White, 12 points, 6-2. He wins the block with a win over Ishii, which he wrestles in the next show. 12 points goes, and then 12 points again with Kota Ibushi, who's 6'2". He wins the block with a win over Taichi, and if White loses, draws, or a no contest. Kazuchika Okada, also 12 points, 6'2". He wins the block with a win over Ospreay, White, and Ibushi, and then if White and Ibushi would lose, draw, or no contest, or a draw with Ospreay, and Ibushi, White loses, no contest. And then Will Ospreay, he can still technically win this block, even though he has 10 points. He ties for the block with a win over Okada, White, and Ibushi. And if he ties the block if Okada, White, and Ibushi loses or wins or no contest, which means that if they all tied. So I don't think Ospreay is winning this block.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't see it, but
no, he's not going to win.
Who do you see taking the A block? I mean, I personally think
it's looking like I can see. Okay, you can definitely have the story of Jay White's looking like the favorite, but but then you have Jay White win over Hill.
It's going to be Jay White.
He could definitely lose. He can definitely lose to Ishii. Like that could,
yeah.
He wins the block. That's all it takes. That's all it takes is for him to lose against Ishii for him to lose.
Yeah.
Kota Ibushi, he
just won last year.
Yeah. So what's stopping him from not winning this year?
I mean, I guess he could defend his G1 title.
Okada, I don't know.
I don't see it happening.
Anyway, I'm gonna say Kota Ibushi wins his block.
I'm saying Jay White takes the A block. All right, let's move to the B block.
We're in a hurry now. Okay, so Evil. No,
they're in. The picks are in.
Evil. He leads 12.62. He wins the block with a win over Sonata or a draw. No contest with Sonata. So and then Naito loss and Saber loss and draw. You got that?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. Tetsuya Naito, he's 12 points, 6-2. He wins the block with a win draw over Kenta, and if Evil loses or does a no contest. Sonata, 10 points. He wins the block with a win over Evil, and if Naito loses or goes to no contest with Evil. And then Zack Sabre Jr. can still technically win, but he has 10 points. And he ties with Naito and Evil for a block win with a win over Tanahashi, and if Naito loses, and if Sonata and Evil do no contest. So, basically the story of this is, to me, so it comes down to Evil and Sonata, and if Sonata wins, Naito takes the block. So it's kind of an interesting three-way dance between LIJ members and a former LIJ member, and you have, and it's naturally you have Naito. You can naturally put, because Sonata beat Naito. If Sonata beats Evil, you can naturally tell that story between Tetsuya and Naito being kind of saved by Sonata. Like, oh, I won this. Like, you can have Sonata being kind of resentful towards Naito. Like, you won the block, but I won that match. I won against Evil, and I beat you. And I can see Naito winning the block because Sonata beats Evil.
I think Evil's taking the block.
So you want Jay White versus Evil?
That's what I think is gonna happen. I think we're having a Bullet Club final.
Hey, it's
look
how everyone in Japan is just super excited over that.
You know what? They've been playing into the whole whose alliances lie where in Bullet Club. There's been some friction with Jay White. He can't trust anybody in Bullet Club. You know, we haven't even seen Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. in the fold yet. You know what I mean? Hikuleu's still away in America. So, we'll see what happens. Maybe there'll be another split with Bullet Club, because Bullet Club, for some reason, can never die. It just keeps getting split and reformed and split and reformed. So.
I think Ibushi and Naito, though. I mean, I want both guys to live, so I kind of don't want that match to happen, but it's going to happen. Someone's neck is going to reach that apron and all that shit.
Or we'll get
that might be it.
Evil Bushi. Did you see Evil go up to the kid crying?
Sure, why not?
Ringside. I guess some kid when he beat Naito. He beat Naito, right?
Yeah.
And when
I did not see that match between Evil and Naito, because a match between Evil and Naito just doesn't really excite me anymore.
But no, and then the kid was crying ringside, and Evil walked up to him when he was walking out. It was just like, hey,
stop crying. You're making kids cry, bro.
Stop crying.
I can't open this water bottle.
What, Michael? Well, anyways.
Okay, we're almost there. Okay.
We're on your segment now.
Okay, the Dynamite anniversary show, October 14th, 2020. Every AEW championship will be defended tonight.
Some would say it's a night of champions.
Some would say that. A certain company would say that.
Or it's definitely not a clash of champions, because no champions are clashing.
Shut up. We got Best Friends and FTR already in the ring for their match. No entrances for you, because this is live television, folks. They are facing each other for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Standard back and forth action. You got Chuck doing arm drags. You got FTR taking full advantage of the 5 count as they double team either Best Friend. Tony tries to get sentimental. Celebrating the 1-year anniversary of Dynamite, and then he kind of flubs his words, saying, "This was the greatest life of my professional life," and he
even said something about like, "Well, since we were on since '92," and they were like, "What, '92? We have not been on for 22 years." Yeah. And then he goes, "Oh, well, 92. Tony, like literally the entire night, I feel like Tony had a bunch of segments. So,
dude, the commentary all night was, I think, particularly in JR, I feel like I say this every week, where they were off their game. I thought JR was super out there. There was a segment where the camera was on him, and he just straight up stared, all kind of glass-eyed, as they were just throwing to the segment. And you could tell, like, Excalibur's was like, come on, JR. But I digress.
Well, he's too busy taking pictures of his cleaning ladies.
Backdrop off the top from Harwood.
On his Instagram.
I know.
It's
nasty.
It's creepy.
Backdrop off the top from Harwood to Trent. Hot tag to Chuck. Does hot tag things. Then does a tope con hilo as he makes a face to the camera. Do it for TNT, Chuck. Do it for TNT. Good on you. He does a Falcon Arrow to Harwood. Tully sweeps Chuck's leg and continues his fuckery. Soul Food half and half combination followed with a knee strike to Wheeler. They toss Trent around to various kickouts. Harwood does the punch flinch DDT fake out that Arn Anderson would do. Kind of quite a nod. Strong 0-2 Harwood, but Wheeler stops the pin with his own head. Wheeler does a brainbuster to Chuck on the floor, but Trent does a suicide dive. Wheeler and Trent are outside, and Wheeler drives Trent onto the totally real arcade cabinet to Kip Sabian's dismay. He then orders Penelope Ford to get him, which, we'll get there. After much fuckery, finish of the match had Wheeler clock Chuck Taylor with the tag championships to the belt as Rick Knox is unable to see it as Harwood pins Chuck for the pin and win. Titles retain. I like this match a lot.
It was good.
It was pretty good. It was just another notch on the badge for FTR to have quality matches week after week. I thought.
Was that a real cabinet? Was that a real?
Of course, it was 100% fake, dude.
Okay, yeah.
Because have you seen the inside of an arcade cabinet? There's way more to just a television and just some stuff.
Like, yeah. Although, have you ever seen the really cheap ones where like you just can like hook a Nintendo into it? There's like really cheap ones you can get where they literally put like just like a Nintendo type.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I've seen them. I thought it was pretty good opening match. Best Friends, Chuck. Like I said, I cannot praise them enough. Them and SCU are amongst a class where you want those guys on your roster. Post-match, Miro and Kip Sabian comes out and beat up best friends because their video game broke. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Best friends versus best man. It kind of just writes itself.
Yeah.
So that leads us to our next match. Miro and Kip Sabian versus Sean Maluta versus Lee Johnson. This was barely a match. Miro's just tossing Maluta.
Sean Maluta, he's the one, he's related to The Rock, right?
He is of that Anawahi family.
Okay. I say he's coming from
that tree, that large ass fucking tree.
It's a big tree.
It's a very big tree. East Bay tree, by the way.
East Bay tree.
Yeah, I'm an East Bay boy. Yeah, you don't want to say Hayward? Come on, man.
Well, it doesn't roll off the. I'm a Hayward. Actually, it does. Hayward boy. Yeah.
The Hayward boy. Miro tags Kip for a diving body press for Miro to inflict the game over on Maluta for the quick pin and win. Interesting enough, I thought they gave Lee Johnson like, hey, you're kind of above being a jobber. We'll just have Miro toss you to the barricade. You won't eat this pin because you had that really cool match with Ben Carter. We see something in you, kid. We see something in you. Kip Sabian is on the mic and says Alan meant everything to him. That's apparently the name of their arcade cabinet. Do you name your video game related stuff instead of just PS4?
I named it PS4.
Yeah, me too. It's like when they make you name your consoles, like it's PS4, it's 7755533.
Although I used to be the kid who would like play Oregon Trail at school, and I would name everyone after like WWE superstars. So we like Jeff Hardy had just died, and I'm like, oh, and Matt Hardy is just fell off of a big
Lita
ladder.
Died of dysentery.
Yes, dysentery. Because you got to watch out for that dysentery. Get vaccinated, guys.
Lance Archer beats up John Moxley in the back, setting up their match for.
He can't wait. He can't wait.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. The brackets are out for the World Title Eliminator next week. The following matches are proceeds as follows: Penta El Zero M versus Phoenix, brother versus brother.
What? That's crazy. I've never seen them fight before.
And then you got Kenny Omega versus Joey Janela, hot off his Collective pay-per-view shows. Did you hear about the Collective? Did you watch any of that stuff?
I heard of it. Yeah, I had somebody I know, a few people I know took part in it.
Did you hear about Dan the Dad?
No.
He got COVID, but decided to do that show in Indiana. Very cool. Very cool. So yeah, Kenny Omega versus Joey Janela, Colt Cabana versus Hangman Adam Page, and then Wardlow versus Jungle Boy.
All right, so let's break this down. I see Wardlow taking out Jungle Boy, advancing to the semifinals to face Hangman Page, because of course, Hangman Page defeats Wardlow, going to the finals, and of course, it's going to be Kenny Omega, and then the Bucks are going to come out and screw him.
Ew. That is quite an episode of Being the Elite, which I didn't watch this week's Being the Elite, but I heard like very, very important stuff. Like you've heard of it. Did you see
what the Being the Elite title?
No, Being the Elite, like the whole cell phone thing where Adam Page is trying to he was doing stuff. No. Anyway, MJF is out for his career-changing announcement. Says he accomplished more in 1 year than anyone in the room combined. Jericho comes out with the Inner Circle members wearing the jackets MJF gifted them, except Sammy Guevara. So because Guevara, Jericho makes Guevara wear a jacket, but apparently the jacket is 2 sizes too small for him. It just looks like a blanket. I thought that was really funny. MJF,
wait, what?
Remember Sammy Guevara's jacket?
Oh yeah, no, that happened later. That happened like he came out holding the jacket, and they said, "Oh, we found your jacket. Let's put it on." He goes, "I don't want to put it on."
Yeah. That's what I said.
I thought you said it was 2 sizes too small. Sorry, I got confused.
Too big, I meant actually. MJF compliments Jericho's body and hair and asks Jericho to touch his hair. He touches the hair, and then Jericho tells him to cut the shit. MJF calls Jericho the demo god, and he calls himself the ratings ruler.
Whoa!
To which Jericho said. Jericho calls that remark, he just says crickets, MJF, crickets. MJF says when Jericho gets home and watches Animal Planet, and then MJF just interrupts, Jericho just interrupts MJF. He says, listen, I hate Animal Planet. And then MJF just says like, "Oh yeah, no, I understand. It's not part of the Turner family." I thought that was really funny.
I like how he goes, that's a very weird and specific thing to hate, but yeah, no, okay, it's not under the Turner umbrella. That's fine.
MJF says they're both predators, but they don't prey on each other. MJF struggles to say that he wants to join the inner circle in a comedic way that I can't do justice, that you rarely ever see in wrestling today. Go check out how he just does that whole stuttering thing that Jericho would usually does. It's like when Squidward it's like in SpongeBob when Squidward struggles to say sorry to SpongeBob after an April Fool's joke gone wrong. It's exactly like that. So where am I? Ortiz outright rejects MJF's offer, but Jericho offers MJF a one-on-one steak dinner. And then as soon as you hear Jericho say steak dinner, you hear JR, his microphone's not completely all the way leveled out. He just says, with sauce? With sauce? I thought that is what you do best. JR
I'm surprised they're not making an AEW like Christmas package where you can get a little bit of the bubbly, you can get some JR barbecue sauce.
And so MJF says, "Are you sure?" And Jericho says he's never wanted anything more in his entire life. As we end,
they were saying like they were building up to a match. Like, you want a steak dinner? I want a steak dinner. You don't get a steak dinner.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
These two are great together. I really like this segment a lot.
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
It was good. I mean, the thing when he said about I just said all the things I liked about being funny.
Wardlow and Hager just stare at each other as big guys often do. Like this guy is just as big as me. I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think Hagar is as big as Wardlow, is he? No, Wardlow's way bigger.
Probably. I don't know.
Hagar's a small guy.
Tony is with Dr. Britt Baker in a salon.
Oh my God, I love this.
Britt Baker says, she references Jim Ross as Jim Ross says one rule, and that's to be the baddest bitch on the block. As
you gotta be the baddest bitch on the block.
And so Baker summons Reba, and then as soon as Baker removes the cucumbers off her eyes or whatever, she sees Tony Schiavone interviewing Britt Baker, and he's getting him he's getting the works too, and he's just pretty much naked. And then as soon as Britt and Reba notice, Britt fucking freaks out, and then Reba also freaks out. It's like she's only freaked out when Britt Baker is freaked out. Yeah. Do you notice that? Where it's just like, it's like, oh, and I have to be in tune with whatever Britt Baker is feeling. I thought that was a really funny.
What I thought was great about this is so she's laying down there with a full mask on her face, cucumbers over her eyes. She's getting a massage, and so is Tony next to her. He's holding the microphone. She's like, oh, this is so right.
Yeah, it was a nice touch. It was a very nice touch.
And then the second she pops up and says, you got to be the baddest bitch around, she comes up, full face of makeup. She's completely done. Like, she's just ready to go at any time. And if she doesn't eventually beat Sheeta for that AEW women's title, they're ridiculous because she needs that title.
Clearly kind of building up to that. Yeah. And so, they know, and then they notice that Tony Schiavone is naked. They get freaked out that Tony Schiavone's naked. Ah! And then they hatch up a plan to, and then they eventually get over it, and they just give Tony Schiavone a chest wax. And
I like how they say something and they are like, yeah, Taz wouldn't be doing it. He goes, oh, Taz. It was a good little side thing.
Yeah, because Taz is the heel commentator, and that's what you do. Here, heels cheer for heels.
Yep. Oh, I thought it was funny.
Yeah. They announced Britt Baker is back in action, which, I like that they did this just to announce Britt Baker is just in action.
Yeah.
Hey, it was good. They gave me a thumbnail. It was great.
And they probably got to use the services for free because they were totally repping that. So that spa, was it 313 or 13.3?
Have you ever been to a day spa before? I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten the works. What exactly do they do? They massage you. They just do they give you.
I went to a really nice one in Vegas, and yeah, they massage you. They put stuff they scrub you down with stuff. They give you they rub stuff oils and lotions.
How
and
long
stuff.
does it take?
I mean, you can get the massage and stuff, and that takes like an hour to an hour and a half, and then you can just go and hang out all day if you wanted to in the steam room or
but
the
did
sauna.
you do like the all the way thing? Like the works?
What do you mean by that?
Like just
yeah,
give me premium.
Yeah. Like when you're thinking real regular spa, yes, I got the work. Sorry, my dirty mind being from San Francisco and a metropolitan city.
Just letting you wallow in that.
When you said the works.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a happy, my ending of the day was very happy.
You felt very happy by the end.
Yeah. But it was nice. It was very nice.
I'm glad
they do all the stuff they saw in the picture. So
I'm glad to hear that, Corey. Orange Cassidy versus Cody for the TNT Championship. I think my mic is peaking. I'm going to turn down that mic gain for a little bit. Cool. Okay, this is the peak. Okay, Cody's blonde again. And he has kinesio tape. What is this? How does your theory that he's turning dark feel, Corey? Actually, it's actually strengthening because of this match. Actually, in my opinion,
Actually, you're right. Yeah, now he's trying to hide it. See, that's what's going on. He's trying to hide it because everyone thought he was turning heel. So he said, I got to bleach my hair real quick. No, I think the Cody toy is blonde. So he was like, I'll sell more toys.
It's like, we made a bunch of these. Did you see the new AEW figures that were like announced and like released and everything?
Oh, were they released already?
Oh, they're not. I think so, actually. I think Hangman Adam Page says like, "Oh, go buy it somewhere." I don't like I don't like action figures that have expressions on them, like the ones with the open mouth, like because it's like you want figures. I don't like it when you want figures with neutral face because you want them to have you can
open their mouth and their tongue sticks out, and then you close it and their tongue goes back in their mouth, kind of like some Ghostbusters like a 1980s style toy. In that case, then yes, I am 100% behind that. But in this case, the one you're speaking to, no, I don't.
Yeah, the Hangman Adam Page one, he has an open mouth and is just like, come on, man.
You know, why isn't there like a merch store that we could just like sell action figures of us? Because I would have totally bought one.
What accessories would you come with?
A pen, a Star Wars poster, and a fabric T-shirt of Jake Atlas.
Oh, cool. Just mine would just be a fucking gun.
Oh,
just a gun.
You're who was that guy who? Oh, Brian Pillman.
Yeah, just a gun. I shoot, baby. Anyway, Darby Allin is. Thought my door was opening. Darby Allin is staring from the cheap seats with a spotlight on him. I bet you that was fun. Orange is just standing in the middle of the ring doing nothing as Cody readies his offense, as Orange is having none of it. As Orange and Cody were about to lock up. Orange does the hands in his pocket taunt, but Cody pushes him. They then lock up. Orange does a clean break, like even cleaner than Okada. Orange gets his hands on his pockets again. Cody then does a headlock takeover. Orange does the feint kicks and a tope suicida as Cody is thrown onto the Dark Order. And then after much ref fuckery, Orange prevents John Silver from hitting Cody with the belt. And then referee Paul Turner kicks out Dark Order as John Silver makes
right?
most.
Right?
John Silver is a man who makes 110% of the time that he is given on Dynamite. You know, he understands how much he's going to be featured on screen. God damn it, he's going to make the most out of that. And he just gives the most expressive.
He might win most charismatic in the CWREs.
Oh, dude, Dark Order is a front runner for best gimmick.
Oh yeah,
100%, dude.
Cut to a year ago, you were really not into the Dark Order.
So was everybody, Cody.
Except for this guy.
I don't care. No one cares. Cody Cutter, and then Orange does a stun dog himself. Then you have Cody driving Orange's leg onto the post as commentators are talking about Cody's temperament. Like they are really leaning on the fact that Cody he has a more aggressive style. This might cost him the match, but again, it might help him in the match. I don't know. I'm Jim Ross. At this point, we get an announcement. At this point, we get an announcement for Darby Allin challenging the winner of this match at Full Gear as we get more shots of him just staring.
Shot.
Near falls from Orange as Cody does push-ups to Booze. Reverse suplex off the top from Cody to Orange for another near fall. Then Orange attempts a beach break, but Cody gets the figure four. But Orange rolls to the ropes. Orange then does a beach break on the apron that spills both of them out of the ring. He struggles to get Cody back into the ring and tries to pin him, but almost gets pinned himself. And then another beach break from Orange, and then as he readies another Orange punch, his knee gives out and attempts a Maya Straw cradle. And at this point, the time is running out. So before Paul Turner can pin to 3, like he basically has the match at this point. Before he hits 3, the bell rings saying time. We have a time limit draw. I think this is the second time limit draw in AEW history. The first one being Pac and Moxley.
Yeah.
And so this match was awesome. I really liked this match. I have no idea. I mean, they are protecting Orange Cassidy
to no end.
To no, yeah, no. But then they do have a rematch in 2 weeks. I think they just wanted to extend this.
Why?
Or they could. Hey, listen. I don't know. Like you can definitely. They are squeezing blood out of the stone, I guess. I like this, but I did like this match a lot. I think they're really leaning on to this whole Cody turning heel kind of situation that they're doing. It just I just
he's
feel
the leader of the Dark Order.
I think he's turning heel, but he's not being the leader of the Dark Order. But what
he comes back with black hair?
No, now I lost my train of thought after that stupid idea. But I do think that like they could have just, if they were going to do this whole Cody turning heel by beating up Orange Cassidy, I feel like you could have just done that this week instead of what's probably going to happen in 2 weeks because they announced the rematch.
Yeah.
But I guess they just want to do it again. They want to run that back and they want to draw a rating. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how the number for that match goes for tomorrow. But yeah, great match. What'd you think of it?
The match itself, I don't know. It wasn't that great. I feel like it was more based off of just like what was going on. You know what I mean? Like the fuckery with the Dark Order on the outside.
Sorry, what? It was a match that was based on what was going on.
Going on outside of the ring. Sorry, I didn't complete my thought. Based on what's going on outside the ring, the match itself wasn't like a 4 or 5 star match. You know what I mean?
I can give it a 4 even. I can see myself giving it a 4 even. Like I really did like the last third of this match. I'll say that. Like I could give or take the act 1 and act 2, but I really thought they really kind of the booking of the.
It's just AEW too. Like, and I know I complain about matches being too long, but this match is too long.
But then that was kind of the point of that story, like the time limit draw.
It was all night.
What do you mean all night?
Every match was just long. There was no matches that were just like, okay. Except
I would rather have matches. I would rather have matches be long, but for me to care. But then thing is, like, it's okay to have long matches as long as I care about it. And I feel like every AEW match, I care about it. Like, I was genuinely curious of what was the finish. How are they going to do the finish with Orange Cassidy?
I personally like long, great built up matches and pay-per-views, but not every single week on Dynamite do we need these long.
I mean, like, look at the ratings. Like, that long matches certainly doesn't affect them, like, in a bad way.
We'll see.
Like,
yeah,
people the audience retention for the most part, you know, is pretty good when it comes to long matches. Like, you don't see big drop offs and all that stuff. And I saw my levels only one channel. Like, this has been a problem in our YouTube like uploads where.
What are you talking about?
No, because never mind. We'll talk about this later. Anyway, Lance Archer and Jon Moxley continue to beat each other up more. Again, another build up to that match. And then we have Matt Hardy. He is interviewed onto the front row seats with his family and Rebby Sky, and then he says, he announces that he is 100% cleared by the AEW doctors, And then as soon as he says that, we see a video on the Titantron of a hooded figure burning all pictures of Matt Hardy, and it's revealed that it's none other than Sammy Guevara. And I immediately just thought, does anybody want this fucking feud? Are they really insistent on continuing on with this cursed fucking feud?
What I don't get is, why don't they just use Sammy in the role with the Inner Circle and MJF and Jericho? Why put him back into this feud? Why not have somebody else feud with Matt Hardy?
Listen, I think
they have so many other people that they can use.
I feel like AEW, they want to make a point that they want to redeem this feud. Like I know. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I personally disagree with this sentiment. I think if you were to completely drop this feud, I don't think anybody would care. But then they want to prove to people like us that this feud isn't cursed. We'll make right by it. And that's gonna be that. But I am not me, man. I'm still not convinced that this.
You will see Full Gear probably. It'll probably be some sort of like,
and it's gonna kill the audience again by them killing each other.
Glass pool match where they have to wrestle in a pool full of glass.
But as of right now, it's just I'm not into it. I'm not into the fact that this is continuing.
Oh, with cement, slabs of cement. Hanging above the ring.
Why don't they just have a fucking pistol duel
every 5 minutes?
Why don't they just get a gun? Why don't they just get each other guns and then just shoot at each other?
You know what? Laser tag. That's why.
You know what? That would be a lot safer.
No, this is in the pool of glass, and with the slabs of cement being cut every 5 minutes.
Yeah. Next segment, we have a lottery to determine the 4 tags who will all face each other to face FTR at Full Sail.
What do we got, Michael? Let me reach in there.
The draft lottery. Next one, coming up on the ball, we got Private Party.
Oh, congratulations. Oh, that's great. Look at that. Wow, what a great pick.
And then our next lottery, Silver and Reynolds.
Yeah.
John Silver, again, limited time, fucking loses his shit. And he should be. He has an opportunity for the AEW Tag Championships. And then next we got Butcher and Blade. Yay.
Okay.
And then you see Tony, because Tony Schiavone is also announcing these names. And then the last one, he just says, the Young Bucks. And
Young Bucks.
And then a brawl happens as it ends the segment with Bucks being heels again, super kicking Private Party, they
didn't super kick Private Party.
Yeah, they did.
Maybe at the end they did. What happened at first is they go up to FTR. They said, "Don't worry, we're not going to super kick you. We're going to super kick these guys," and then turn around and they super kicked. What was it?
It was Butcher. One of the Butcher, or it was either Butcher or Blade, and then one of the other guys of Silver and Reynolds.
Yeah, and it was Silver. I remember that, yeah. Maybe they super kicked Pratt, but I thought, maybe I just didn't see that part.
Okay, Big Swole versus Hikaru Shida. Yeah, honestly though, this Bucks FTR, it's clearly building to those guys facing each other. Maybe like what? You want the Bucks to lose another opportunity?
What's going to happen? What's going to happen if the Bucks and FTR face each other? The FTR is going to drop the titles that quickly?
They could still lose. Bucks, remember, Bucks lose their matches. Like, I feel like that's just what they do.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, like, if they
got a pay-per-view to sell, man. They got a pay-per-view to sell. Yeah. And they can't hold off like this for this long, I know.
John Silver and Alex Reynolds.
Sure, why not? Big Swole versus Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's World Championship.
It's my Big Swole dance.
This match was literally announced via Twitter. I think a day after last week's Dynamite. So here you go. Well, AEW's women's division. What can I say? Collar and elbow tie-up chain wrestling to start. At this point, Archer and Mox are announced to be a no DQ match coming up later tonight. Shida gets pushed into the camera. Excalibur puts over the fact that Swole is matching Shida power to power. And like I said, Tony and JR they point out something that rubbed me the wrong way, and they said that the women in this match are very fundamentally sound. And like, I was just thinking, like, I'm watching All Elite Wrestling. Like, the wrestlers, I feel like that at the bare minimum they need to be fundamentally sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it just
John Moxley and Lance Archer, they're very fundamentalist sound.
It just kind of it was just kind of, I just thought it was just the wrong phrase to say. I think it was just a bad phrase, because like, what does that mean? Does that mean like, oh, the women that we have in All Elite Wrestling, they're not the best, but they're very fundamentally sound? That's just how it came off as. I just did not like that line.
Or they were just kind of, yeah, I don't know. I could sit there and read into it and be like, well, did they say something about like?
I mean, I have to admit, like, the matchup between these two, fundamentally sound would be the best way to describe it.
Well, look who's getting a shot at the Raw Women's title. Lana.
What?
Lana has a shot at the Raw Women's title.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I think she's gonna win the title.
Okay, well, you're on record to say that Lana's gonna win the title. Swole gets 2 cutters, 1 out of the ring, 1 in the ring. Straight jacket German to Swole, knee strike to the back of the head, Falcon Arrow, all to Swole, kick out. Dirty dancing to Shida, but gets the hand on the rope. Running knee strike, Tamache, pin, win, titles retain. I'll say this, it totally picked up by the end of the match, but then at that point I was kind of over it. Like, I didn't think this match was all that great. I think Swole is still okay, not main event caliber, which, as you know, it pains me to say that because I actually personally do like Swole, but I just don't see her at that level.
Yeah.
And I
agree.
I thought Shida was at half speed going into this match. And it just felt really slow. It kind of did feel like an afterthought. Like they were just I feel like this match was just out of obligation, you know? Like, we gotta have a women's match.
I don't get why they. Well, actually, I do get it now that I think about it. Like, why Nyla Rose hasn't had her shot at the women's title? She's supposed to be #1 contender.
Because they want to save that for the pay-per-view, I guess.
No, what I think it is they're waiting for someone to come back to take it off of Nyla.
Well, who do you think it is? Because I can't think of any right now.
Riho?
I mean, Statlander, she's not cleared for quite some time now.
Yeah.
Only one. Hold on. Why is only one? I swear to God, this microphone is just. Only one channel is working. Apologies. Okay. I think it's just a faulty connection. Now, next week. Okay, we're good now. Next week, 4-way tag. We get the 4-way tag. We get some of the Eliminator tournament matches that they haven't announced yet. Jericho and MJF. It's called Le Diner Debonair. I don't know what that means. And then they announce a fucking rematch between Cody and Orange Cassidy in 2 weeks.
Whoop-de-doo, Basil.
Great. An Austin Powers reference in this podcast. Great. Sean Spears, and then we get a insert video of Sean Spears, and he's asked if he's stalking Scorpio Sky, and he says, I'm not stalking Scorpio Sky, but he does say his moment was stolen when he beat Evan Bourne. I'll just call him Evan Bourne. What's his name again?
Matt Sydal.
Matt Sydal.
Yeah. I almost said Matt Striker.
Oh, can you imagine Matt Striker in AEW?
Yeah, he would say, I'm Matt Striker, and this is AEW Dark.
Cool. So yeah, he says his moment was stolen. So yeah, that was pretty much it. They just wanted to kill time. Yeah. Eddie Kingston and Lucha Brothers are out on commentary, which leads us to our main event. Lance Archer versus John Moxley. No disqualification.
Like Lawrence Archer. That sounds good.
For the AEW World Championship. Stagehand is taken out through a glass window with Archer's logo on it to a vastly inferior new theme song. Did you notice this?
What, Archer?
The new theme song.
No.
It's not as good. It is not as good.
It doesn't say everybody.
Nope. It's just some generic metal thing.
Well, did you see his grandpa wish him good luck into the match?
You mean Minoru Suzuki?
Yes, his murder grandpa.
Suzuki Gun. I think wasn't Archer a member of that? Yeah,
he was. He still is a member of Suzuki Gun.
Cool. Paradigm shift immediately to start for a 2 count. They walk on Brawl on the outside. Kingston assures that the Lucha Brothers are going to be like Hagler and Hearns for their match going into the tournament eliminator. Yeah. What?
Nothing. I'm just talking about the match.
All Out of Love. He says the match is going to be All Out of Love between the Lucha Brothers and the tag title eliminator. Cannonball.
The world titles.
Yeah, it was I'm sorry, the world title eliminator. Sorry.
Yeah.
Cannonball senton to Mox as we cut to picture in picture. Archer gets the tables as Mox flips him off. Mox gets forearmed in the face with a great snap and release. Release German to Archer. Mox throws a chair at Archer's face. Sets up 2 chairs, but Mox is chokeslammed onto the chairs as the chairs just fly away out of the ring. I thought that was a really nice visual. And then Mox applies the knee bar. Jake the Snake drags Archer out of the ring and sneaks a trash can and drives it into Mox's face. Archer was about to do a paradigm shift onto the tables, but Mox reverses it and does it himself. In which Eddie Kingston just says, "That's how you jam your neck." Mox does a paradigm shift. Archer kicks out, and Mox goes for the Bulldog choke. DDT from Archer, blackout to Mox, but somehow gets his shoulder driven down as Mox pins Archer for the pin and win. Titles retain. Moxley is still your AEW World Champion. You're shaking your head. I'm assuming you wanted Archer to win this match.
No.
Then why are you shaking your head?
I'm shaking my head because it was a stupid finish.
What?
The stupid crucifix pin. I hate that finish.
Why do you hate
that finish? Because it's this thing where it's like, oh no, he just it's this great match going back and forth. They're fighting. He kicked out of a paradigm shift, and all of a sudden he just crucifix pin.
I'm not willing to defend it, but I don't have the amount of vitriol.
Happened a lot throughout the last 5 years. I've seen it happen a lot over the last 5 years, and every time it sticks out in my head.
I am a fan of the finish out of nowhere. I wouldn't necessarily say that was the perfect finish for this particular match, especially in a no DQ match. But that's fine. I guess they wanted to protect that. I don't know whether or not that protects Archer or it just makes him look dumb. He got caught in. You can definitely say I don't know. I can't really.
But after the match,
where am I here? Eddie and the Lucha Brothers hit Archer with a chair after a post-match beatdown tantrum. Eddie then just butters up and congratulates Moxley. He's saying he's so proud of him. I'm going to raise his hand. And then as soon as he raises his hand...
Let's all let our guard down, okay? Okay.
As soon as he raises Mox's hand, he does the backspinning fist and immediately knocks out Moxley as they just both beat down on him. Chokes him out with he does a rear naked choke on him. And then our lasting image is just Jon Moxley just face down, just looking all ugh, as we close the show because Kingston, he was using that time. They were out of there as soon as that
JR was like, that's it. We're go. He's like, that's it, Kingston. We're cutting you off. We've had enough here today. Goodbye, everyone.
That was Dynamite. I thought the show was pretty good. I thought the show was pretty good. I really liked the Cody. I really did like the last half of the Cody and Orange Cassidy match. The tag match was okay. Archer, Moxley. I came off thinking this is gonna be Kingston versus Moxley in some street fight, I guess, at Full Gear. That's okay. That's cool. I like Eddie. Eddie Kingston's so fucking cool, though. He deserves that spotlight.
No, but it looks like he might be losing the title at Full Gear.
You mean you think Eddie Kingston's going to take the title from Moxley at Full Gear?
No, isn't. Oh, is the final of the tournament happening at Full Gear?
No. The final. No. Yes. The final of the tournament is happening at Full Gear.
Okay, I thought the person got the shot at Full Gear. Never mind.
No, we made that mistake. We made that mistake 2 weeks ago, and
AEW, they got into our email. They said, please correct this. And we were like, sorry about that. That didn't happen.
Hey, listen, that's a very distinct mistake to make.
Anyways, AEW Dynamite.
It was okay.
We move along.
I don't want to say it was the best one, but it was okay.
It's a good show. 1 year. Happy 1 year. What do you think? Well, is a 1 year retrospect of AEW?
It's been a weird one, I'll say, because
they did pretty good.
Oh yeah, no. It's just such a shame. It's just such a shame that COVID had to happen.
Yeah, especially
there have been more COVID shows than there have been non-COVID shows, and I just
Well, we move on from AEW Dynamite to NXT. We kick it off with Undisputed Era coming to the ring. They're basically saying they're going to find who took out Adam Cole, and that tonight, once Fish and Fish and Strong beat Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, they will become the number one contenders for the tag team titles, and the second phase of the Undisputed Prophecy will begin. I was going to say begin again, but you can't begin yet again. I guess you can't. Anyways, then we actually have the match: Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch versus Bobby Fish and Roderick Strong. So I mean, this is a pretty decent match. Strong and Lorcan begin the match. Lorcan and Burch working on Roddy's arm. I feel though like Lorcan had been working on the arm bar for a good 2 to 3 minutes on both members of the Undisputed Era. We come back from break though. This is when the match kicks into full gear. No pun intended. And Fish misses a falling headbutt to Lorcan, tags in Burch. Burch runs wild, a double drop kick to Undisputed Era. Lorcan tags in, runs wild, hitting a double blockbuster to both members of the Undisputed Era. Headbutt to a running clothesline to Strong by Burch. We have assisted elevated DDT to Strong, followed by a kick out. Lorcan then pushed Burch, knocking him off of the apron, running knee to Lorcan, and the pin and the win. This is a pretty damn good match. There were moments where the match was great, but the long start kind of bummed me out.
A long start?
Yes, that long before the commercial break where I said there was a good 2 to 3 minutes of an arm bar or an arm lock. So, no, I mean, it just, to me, it seemed like they were waiting for commercial break and they were like, okay, we're back from commercial. Now let's get this match going. So, I don't know.
Structuring matches, they can, especially within the context of a television show, a live television show, it's a tough thing to do.
I mean, some people do it pretty well and some people don't.
Who does it? Who does it well, Corey?
New Japan, because their whole country's motto is not, or their whole country's philosophy on commercials is different than ours. That's why.
By not having a weekly show.
Yes. No, they have a weekly show.
I mean, it's a show that just highlights their matches. They're not live or anything.
Mackenzie gives us a Balor update. Balor had a successful surgery on 2 parts where he broke his jaw. And although
did you see that picture? Did you see the social media post of Finn Balor's face?
Where he's just like, I saw it, where he's all super swollen.
It's weird, dude. I hope I never break my jaw. Knock on wood.
Don't ever want to break my jaw. I broke my teeth and I had to have my jaw or my mouth wired shut for a day, but
that sounds fun.
Mackenzie. Oh yeah. So anyways, though Regal, it's kind of weird. So he broke his jaw. He had surgery. He's still the champion, and Regal is just basically gonna play it by ear. He says
they don't want vacant. They're refusing to put vacant over, brother.
I mean, vacant might have the most title reigns this year in NXT. Let's see. And then Ember Moon, she had an interview. She didn't really say much besides that she found out who she is and she wanted to be back on NXT. So
cool. Ember Moon, it's welcome back. Did you know that was for a very long time, that was the one thing they advertised for this week's NXT?
Oh yeah. And
it's AEW Dynamite. We got this whole entire show pretty much just lined up, and then and then NXT.
We got Ember Moon.
Gotcha.
Ember Moon's gonna come out, and she's gonna be all like, "Hey y'all, I'm Ember Moon."
Why is Todd Chrisley the lead, the main booker?
Because it's on NXT. USA. Oh, yeah, it's on USA. He's doing the commercial. Hey y'all, after Chrisley knows best, we're gonna have Ember Moon. She's gonna come on and tell you why she wanted to come back to NXT. Hint, it's because she wanted to. Anyways, they just started getting to Bush at that point.
Very cool.
Then we have Ashanti the Adonis versus Jake Atlas.
Wait,
Ashanti the Adonis.
Very cool.
Yeah. Apparently Ashanti the Adonis has been wrestling on 205 Live, and I found out today that's still a thing.
So basically nothing.
What was that?
So he's been on 205 Live, so he's been basically doing nothing.
Pretty much.
I'm sorry.
He's facing Jake Atlas. So they lock up, they do lucha stuff. And I don't know if you've seen or are familiar with Jake Atlas matches, but there's a part in Jake Atlas when he does a move and then he shows off and he takes a bow and says, there you go.
He's like Anna Jay.
Have you noticed that before?
Yeah, he does he's the star of the show, everybody.
Yeah. Tonight he held himself back from doing it, and I wondered why.
Because he's turning heel? Is he joining the Dark? Is he the leader of the Dark Order?
He could be the leader of the Dark Order. I don't rule it out yet. Although Atlas, like I said, he did that. All that stuff happened. So it seemed a little weird in his character for him not to do that, because every match I've ever seen him in, he does it. Drop kick to Atlas, and then out come El Legado del Fantasma, the team of Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde. Jake Atlas gets the inside cradle on Adonis, the pin and the win. It was pretty much a nothing match. And yeah, El Legado began the beatdown on Adonis after the match. Jake Atlas hits them with a dive. Santos Escobar joins Wilde and Mendoza in a very stylish, very nice green sequence jacket. Swerve then joins Adonis and Atlas with chairs. And the one thing we don't see is Mendoza and Wilde lay a finger on Atlas. Remember, two masked men. Two masked men.
This is the fucking what is it? The Hurt Business doing the whole Cedric Alexander storyline, but it's on NXT.
Remember, two masked men kidnapped Raul Mendoza, and one of them was Santos Escobar. The other has never been determined.
Again, buttering them up. It's like John Silver and Wardlow. There's just eye fucking him.
Yeah, John Silver
is
Wardlow.
It's like in Being the Elite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. Enough with the AEW. I know.
Mackenzie's backstage with the Garganos. Candice says she is technically the uncrowned NXT Women's Champion. She says, I didn't lose at TakeOver, and neither did Johnny. Johnny says, Dexter Lumis, he gets a shot at the North American title tonight. What did he do to earn a title shot? Draw some pictures.
He's right, you know.
He is pretty right. He drew some really nice pictures, and Regal was like, that is very nice, Dexter Lumis. You get a shot at the NXT North American title. But no, he is not right, because the reason why Dexter Lumis has a shot at the North American title is because a few weeks back he had a shot at NXT TakeOver 30 for the vacant North American title, and he got injured before the match. Remember he was supposed to be in that 5-person ladder match? He got injured and he had to be taken out.
It's a damn shame.
Well,
he really could have been the glue that stuck. He could have been the glue that stuck that whole entire thing together.
But he still earned a shot for the title, and he gets a shot. And Regal is a fair man.
It's only fair.
Yeah, it is only fair. So yeah, we move on to Austin Theory versus Johnny Gargano. And this was I hate to say it, pretty damn good match.
Okay.
It's pretty damn good match. I mean, yeah, but
it's Johnny Gargano.
Yeah.
4-star minimum. No, 3-star minimum.
It does start like most Austin Theory's matches post June 2020. Theory tries to get a bunch of moves in on Gargano, but Gargano keeps sidestepping and evading the maneuvers. Theory gets to the ropes to prevent a Gargano escape, so he escapes the Gargano escape. Theory hits a clothesline to a standing moonsault to Gargano, followed by a kick out, rolling dropkick to Gargano. Gargano then goes for an enziguri, and even though Theory catches Gargano with the first attempt, Gargano was able to hit him with the second attempt. Going to the break, we have a slingshot spear. Coming back from break, we got Gargano has Theory in the abdominal stretch. I don't know why I wrote that down. That's a very important.
It was probably really intense. You know,
it could have been. Theory catches Gargano, hits a tilt-a-whirl drop because he just kind of tilt-a-whirls him and then just throws him to the side. Drop. Theory hits Gargano with a super kick to a shoulder breaker. Gargano catches a kick, spins Theory around, hits him with the massive super kick, lawn dart to Theory, one final beat, and Gargano gets the pin and the win.
I guess they just wanted him to have a win, win.
We'll find out later because, we do find out later that, spoiler, he gets a shot at the North American title next. So this is a damn good match. It was hard. It's hard to have a bad match, though, with Johnny Gargano, like you said.
3-star minimum. 3-star minimum.
Or 3-star minimum. As much as I don't respect Theory as a person, he Gargano could have had a lot less to work with in another worker. You know what I'm saying? Like, Theory is athletic and he's talented.
He's all day, man. He's an all day man.
Raquel Gonzalez, she's backstage and she's cutting this promo on Rhea Ripley, and she's like, "I'm calling out Rhea Ripley for Halloween Havoc," and then you just hear Rhea Ripley, "What'd you say? Let's go. Let's fight." And
happy birthday, by the way,
Rhea Ripley.
It's her birthday.
Oh, where's the happy birthday to you?
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Okay. Yeah, so they brawl backstage, but it's really weird though.
Never mind. It's on the 11th. So yeah, birthday week.
Never mind.
Belated.
Never mind. Okay, so we see a lot of WWE backstage crew trying to pull them apart, and a bunch of them are wearing masks. And this is the first time I've seen a WWE employee on camera wearing a mask.
Cool.
That's just one thing I wanted to point out.
Just to show I mean, hey, listen, they take it very seriously.
Yeah. We have a backstage video package of Ciampa watching his match from last week, and Velveteen Dream interfering, and looking like we're going to get a three-way: Kushida, Velveteen Dream, and Ciampa. So we'll see what happens there, right?
Gotta have Ciampa do something. If he refuses to do in the main roster, this is what you get, man.
Shotzi Blackheart versus Candice LeRae. We get an arm drag to Candice, followed by an enziguri to LeRae. Shotzi goes for a dive. Oh, also, first off, Shotzi's tank is getting more and more Halloween-y every week. This week, I think there was, like last week, it was just the pumpkin over the front of the tank. Now she has, what was it in a Beetlejuice with those snakes that would come out of the sand and go into the sand?
The sandworms?
Yeah, the sandworms. Is that what they were called?
I don't know. I never seen that movie.
Let's just assume they were called that. But you've never seen Beetlejuice?
I've only seen bits and pieces of that movie.
Oh I've
only seen the ending of that Harry Belafonte song. That's really cool. And then I see the part where I think I've only seen the ending of that movie. It's a good ending. It's
a good movie.
Jump on the line. Bet your body in time. Okay, Corey. I believe you.
Okay. Shotzi slammed face first into the apron on the outside. Shotzi gets on the top turnbuckle.
I should watch Beetlejuice.
Goes for a falling senton, but LeRae gets her knees up. German to a side heel kick to Shotzi. Backstabber to Shotzi, which led to a giant springboard moonsault. Shotzi then knocks Candice down, but Candice rolls out of the ring, walks away, walks towards the barricade, and lo and behold, we have Indy Hartwell waiting on the side and hands her, very obviously, a pair of brass knucks, as Wade Barrett said. And, she goes in, she hits Shotzi with the brass knucks and rolls her up for the pin and the win.
So, like Beetlejuice, is that like pretty like a movie about like purgatory? That's pretty much like the thing, right? Like, oh
yeah, I guess so. I never really thought about it like that.
Because the only thing I remember about that movie is that like Beetlejuice is given like a number. You say his name 3 times.
Hey, I got my number right here.
And then that witch doctor shrinks his head.
Hey, what are you doing? Oh, no.
And then the Harry Belafonte song. Again, the only thing I remember about Beetlejuice.
Yeah. So Candice LeRae, she's now number 1 contender for the NXT Women's title at Halloween Havoc.
You are not WCW, WWE, no matter how hard you want to invoke that.
Drake Maverick and Killian Dane backstage. Drake just being a total heel, trying to sell Killian Dane on this tag team. He wants to call it the Fury and the Furry, which I don't know if WWE knows what a furry is.
Yeah. Give them time.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. I mean, they wanted to name something the Submission Sorority for a minute. Remember that? Uh-oh. Hello? Yeah, okay. Anyways, so then we move on. I'm going to stop talking about the Submission Sorority and talk about Aaliyah versus Toni Storm. That was a match that took place on NXT. Storm takes it to Aaliyah.
Toni Storm.
Leah hit a nice twisting neck breaker, but in the end, Storm hits the Storm Zero, which sounds like a very tasty lemon lime.
That's drink. The name of the best friends move.
The Storm Zero.
Oh no, that's Strong Zero. Never mind.
Yeah, Storm Zero sounds like a Sprite ripoff. I don't know.
Probably is.
Yeah. What was it? No, I think that was Surge. Anyways, a pin win. Tony Storm is now on NXT. And although they didn't botch anything in this match, it wasn't that fun and it had no purpose. So.
Oh, great.
What are you laughing?
Oh, no, nothing.
Oh, okay.
It was fun, but it served no purpose. It wasn't that fun and it served no purpose.
Yeah, it wasn't that fun.
NXT, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, next up, we have William Regal backstage talking with Mackenzie, and they're talking about just some stuff. Up walks Xia Li with a brand new hairstyle. Her hair is just all braided now and like 3 times longer than it was last week. She says, William Regal, I need a match next week. And William Regal says, okay, I'll take it. Well, he says, no. He says, I'll take it under consideration. She goes, no, I really need a match next week. And he goes, I will take it under consideration. And she goes, okay. That was a segment.
Cool.
So something weird's going on with her and Boa. I don't know if they're just like a family. I don't know, or if they're just like roommates.
Why are you assuming that they're just a family? Because they're both Chinese.
No, because I'm trying to. It was either that, or they're in a gang together, or they're college roommates.
Okay.
Or they're coworkers trying to put on a program leading to another program, which Xia Li will go over.
For some reason, I was picturing Xia Brookside.
I'm Xia Li. Hello. I sound like a
and then
queen.
I just realized it's that yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we don't review NXT UK. Remember that.
And nobody does. Someone out there is probably
Imperium.
God bless you.
Imperium versus Dane and Drake, the Fury and the Furry. Dane refuses to even let the theme music play. He threatens to beat up anyone even playing the theme song. They stop.
Cut my music.
Although Dane, though, does seem more willing to fight in this match, he begins the match, tags in Drake at a certain point. Drake, it's really funny because Dane's like running through Imperium and Drake's just like trying to pretend like it was a double move, but it was just all Dane.
Yeah.
It was great. Although after let's see. We have a hot tag to Drake. Drake unloads a series of strikes. Let's just say in the end, Imperium, they take out Killian Dane. They hit what they're calling the Imperial Implosion now, because those are words people say.
It's words to test my pop filter with. Imperial Implosion. Imperial Implosion. All right, we're good.
From the European Bomb to Imperial Implosion to Drake Maverick. Marcel Bartel gets the pin and the win. This is a match that was fun. The build was absolutely ridiculous, but it was a good match. I will say that.
Good match.
After the match, Everrise comes out to the ring.
What? You think these guys look like the Young Bucks? Is it because of the long hair and the tassels?
Yes, it is because of the long hair and the tassels.
That is
one is like slightly blonde and the other one has long black hair. Yes, that is exactly why. They are NWO Young Bucks.
Cool.
That's just what I think. They start beating down on Drake Maverick, but Dane comes in and defends him and says, nobody beats you up except for me, donkey. Let's go.
Okay.
And Drake goes, all right, let's go. And they play the theme song. And for some reason,
somebody once told me the world is gonna. That's not the theme song?
Their theme song is horrible. And I know you've heard it, right?
You want to play it? Is that what you're about to do?
No. But it's weirdly growing on me.
Yeah, it's just that's all bad songs. Once you hear it enough,
it seems like a song they would play in like a trailer for a buddy movie where they're like, these guys can't get together. They should have. I'm waiting for that because honestly, how many times you've put on
Rob Schneider is Drake Maverick, and he's trying to get along with
Killian Dane, and he's going to find out it's not that easy getting along with him. Yeah, exactly. Starring Rob Schneider, and who can play Killian Dane?
Kevin James.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Anyways, 2 weeks. They want to advertise this 2 weeks from now. Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Gonzalez at
least they're advertising something ahead of time. When is Halloween Havoc again? 2 weeks?
2 weeks. 2 weeks from now.
Okay.
Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae for the NXT Women's title, and we also are getting. We'll get there. Next week, we have Strong Fish versus Breezango. And next up, we're gonna have right now, not next week, but now, Damian Priest versus Dexter Lumis. Okay, so I will say this. Dexter Lumis, he's growing on me, man. His character sucks, but he's a hell of an athlete.
Listen, he's
a great gymnast.
No, hey, I'm not much into but I think the character, I don't think the character is outright unsalvageable, but he's not somebody that he's not a face. He's not somebody that you want to cheer for. Yeah, that is who I want to I live vicariously through fucking Dexter Lumis. Which apparently, hey, did you hear about Dexter? That's coming back apparently.
No.
Yeah,
no, I didn't. Dexter,
that's coming back. It's a show that was highly regarded, a critically acclaimed final season of that show.
You know, one show they can never bring back? 6 Feet Under.
Yeah, because Lance Archer wrote it.
Yeah, everybody dies. Let's see. Okay, so long lockup to begin the match. Priest goes.
Great match.
God damn, I'm sorry, I got locked up. Sorry. Old school crossbody to Lumis, back into an arm lock. Although the Priest is working the arm lock a lot in this match. Thez press to
working the arm lock a lot in this match.
Broken arrow to Lumis, followed by a kick out. Flatliner to Lumis. Then we have. God, I really need to review this notes. Back suplex to Lumis, knocks Priest down, hits an upwards. Okay, so it was like a belly to back suplex to Dexter Lumis, but then he knocks Priest down and then does this weird back rolling leg drop thing. I don't know what the fuck to call it. I don't know. Just go watch the match. You'll see it. It was weird. It was cool. I don't know. He's a gymnast, so.
So Beetlejuice, he's a demon?
Technically, I guess.
It's just okay.
That's a movie I watched when I was 3 years old, dude.
Around a recently deceased couple who become ghosts haunting their former home and an obnoxious, devious poltergeist. Oh, he's a poltergeist. Okay. Oh, so he's a ghost. Anyway, yeah. Dexter Lumis. He lost, right?
He lost, but due to Cameron Grimes getting involved. Cameron Grimes, he's going to the moon. He helped out Damian Priest.
If this feud doesn't end with Cameron Grimes just being murdered by Dexter Lumis, then what's the point?
That would make sense. He should kidnap him. That's at least for sure.
Cameron Grimes, I feel like could get something good out of Dexter Lumis, even though Dexter Lumis is technically the fucking face out of this feud. I think
Dexter Lumis isn't that bad at all.
Cameron Grimes is great. So I'm kind of into the idea of Cameron Grimes and Dexter Lumis having a go at it.
Yeah. Let's see. It was a pretty damn good match. Lumis is looking better and better every week. You can definitely tell he has mastered a gymnastics or class or two. After the match, though, Johnny Gargano takes out Damian Priest. Out comes William Regal. He says, you must be very proud of yourselves, you two. Well, Johnny Gargano, you will have a shot at the North American title.
At War Games!
But no, the stakes will be higher. But let the host of Halloween Havoc tell you. So Shotzi Blackheart appears, and God, Shotzi, she is the most...
Okay, Johnny, what we're going to do is...
No, that's pretty good. She says, Johnny Gargano, you will be facing Damian Priest, and the same with you, Candice LeRae, will be facing Io Shirai in Spin the Wheel, Make the Deal. Spin the wheel, make the deal, spin the wheel, make the deal, spin the wheel.
So fucking corny. I'm sorry, Shotzi Blackheart.
Spin the wheel, make the deals back. Yeah, I know.
I want to like Shotzi Blackheart so many times, but
I do. She's
a very nice lady. She's
a nice person. Nice person.
Fellow Filipino, and I should support my Filipinos, my Filipinas, my Pinais for the Copa Amelia. But
is there like there's Latinx? Is there a Filipinx or something?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I hear those phrases like Latinx or Latin. I don't even know how to pronounce that. But like, I don't want to just outright dismiss it. It's just I don't know much about it. Yeah. I don't know much about that whole phrasing, that whole thing. And now people are saying Philippinks. Sure, why not?
So spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel. Yeah. No. Okay. All right. Roulette. It's pretty much roulette.
Yeah. The Raw roulette. Why don't they just call it that?
I guess because it's not Raw. It's NXT, Corey.
It's Halloween Havoc.
Oh, yes. How dare I? What'd you think of the show? Was that it?
It was good. It had a lot of good wrestling on the show, I feel like, tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the B show. A lot of good wrestling.
Yeah.
You saw both a Dynamite and NXT. What do you think had the better show?
I think they tied this week.
Okay, I guess. I don't want to argue about it.
I thought they were both good in different aspects, but they're, one person's down. Like I thought AEW was a very good character-driven show this week, and the wrestling was okay. Where I thought NXT's wrestling was really good, and their character-driven stuff was like okay.
That feels like every week. It'll be interesting to see how the number goes. Like NXT barely advertised anything in advance, while AEW, they really hyped that show as their anniversary show, and all titles on the line. Everybody, look at this, look at that, Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, and there's no basketball playoffs, so
yeah, there's not a lot of competition. You had baseball. Did you see? Juice Robinson is probably very happy right now. See that?
Why?
Because fucking within the first inning, the Dodgers scored 11 runs.
When? Oh, tonight?
Yeah, against. No,
he's not. He's a Cubs fan. Remember? That was
Juice Robinson's a Dodgers fan.
No, he's a Cubs fan. We asked him that. Remember, we were. He said, "Oh, a Giants fan." I said, "Are you a Dodgers fan?" He goes, "No, Cubs." And I go,
"Cool.
Oh,
very cool."
I don't know why you were calling me out for my Giants.
I mean, because it's just Giants in the West of the National League.
Did they win? Did they win tonight?
Dodgers definitely won. Cubs didn't. Because they're not around.
Braves are still leading the series 2-1. So go Braves.
Yeah, go Ted Turner.
Yeah. I say the Braves are going to win on TBS, and we're going to play it every night with Mama's family. And I think we should go home because I'm tired and I want to go to sleep. Thank you, Ted Turner. You can go home, and we're going to go home too. All right. The guys, thank you for everything. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe at CWR415 on Twitter and at City Wrestling Radio on Instagram and Facebook. Have a wonderful evening. Good night, or good day, or goodbye.